Hey guys, so welcome to today's market update. First of all, before we get started, we'll touch into some community updates. I've decided to keep this Friday update just due to the FUD at the moment. I want to keep this more focused towards the state of the market rather than getting into anything else. I want to stick to more of the important points. So, look, in terms of the group, we have onboarded Void. So, we're thrilled to announce the arrival of Void. He's been trading crypto since 2020, and he has a very diverse background. And he's been working with, I believe, private firms and some. Has work experience in work with some exchanges in the EU. Got a great understanding of the crypto markets, and where he's eager to share his trading style to you guys. He'll be participating in live streams. We're going to get him on more the content creation side of things. So we should have that rolling and kickstarted very shortly within the next week or two. So we've already onboarded him, given him his roles, and we've set up his private channel where we'll monitor him for the next month, and then we'll make him public. But in terms of content creation and services that he'll provide to you guys, he's already started. He's already in the channel, the chart request channel, filling out your charts, and we're also going to have him doing some live streams and some educational documents. In addition, we've also unfortunately had to remove Kazra. There were some unforeseen circumstances where unfortunately we had to part ways with Kazra. Look, he's been a really valuable member of the team without a doubt. He always doing chart requests. I'm sure you guys saw him if you ever wanted to do one or have a chart filled out for you. He was your guy, and he brought quite a bit of expertise to Kaizen. But look, things happen, and unfortunately we have to move on, and we wish him the best in his future endeavors. So some of our best trades for the week. So despite the market being pretty heavily down, it feels weird reading this in the third person, but I had a pretty good short position with that. We opened a 62.8k, and we are almost 63k, and we caught that all the way down to 58.4k. The only problem is that some of you guys were not all able to make a return on this. If you're lucky guys on Blowfin, you would have. However, Mexi and Bing X stopped out just because of how small margins we were playing with there and the different prices on the exchanges. But anyways, look, if you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, you didn't. Plenty more opportunities in the future. We've then got Arsh's Solana long. So Arsh opened a Solana long at $137. This would have been, I think it was on the weekend. I think it was about this Saturday. At $137, and he exited his position then on Tuesday, where he had caught a 10% move to the upside, entered at $137 and exited at about 150 or so. So really nice move caught there by Kazra. So getting onto the market update, this is sort of where I wanted to spend most of our time today. So recapping on last week. So last week's market update was as pretty much as pinpoint as you could be. We talked about how we could see a move to, you see this gap here, this sort of gray area on the chart there. If I actually pull up the chart, that gray area should still be there. Depending, I can't remember which. I kind of alternate between the different pairs or the different exchanges. But you will see that, so here we go. We can see that is where we actually had that gray marking in that market update there. You can see that we moved exactly up to this gray marking, which we sort of suggested we would do here. Moved up to it, and boom, right back down. And what we said in that update was that, look, we could see a sweep of 58k, so we could see a sweep of this. A sweep meaning down and then up. Which is why we opened our long position, which did not follow through. Or we would see a sweep of this, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. We moved beneath this low, we swept it, and now we're seeing a reversal right back above. But we'll get into that in more detail, but that's sort of the gist of what we were talking about earlier. We're looking for double bottom or sweep into 56k. So the double bottom being if we came down to here, otherwise we'd sweep into there. So pretty much pinpoint. can't really complain that you didn't see the move coming, because we more or less told you guys. So but the good thing is, we'll get onto this more later on, but while I predicted this move down, and while I was pretty confident that, you can see, even on the short run, I said, look, I think there's a chance we go to here, we made his dump straight away, but I wouldn't short, but I would enter a short up here. I said ultimately, look, the move we're gonna get is down to these X's. Whether it's up first or whether it's down first, those X's is where I want to go. And if we go up first, I'll take the short. If we go down first, oh no, so well, I missed it. So look, the good thing about predicting that is that also in that very same plan, I've planned for Bitcoin to retake its all-time high. We'll get into that very shortly. Actually, we'll get into it now in the next slide or two. So we're on to now our future prediction. So as we said, look, this was the exact hours that I've in there. So that's the hours we said we'd sweep below. In my channel, I mentioned about seeing about 53 or 54k bottom, which is more or less what we saw. Now what's going to happen? So right now is very speculatory. I wouldn't be taking any leverage trades. Absolutely not. I think it's just too high risk. What we do need to see though, so if we're comparing to our last liquidity sweep, for instance. So the last liquidity sweep we had was here. Look, this was all our lows, and then suddenly this was the first break beneath those lows. What happened? We saw an instant move back up, which is currently what we're seeing. This is very optimistic. Now, what we need to see, which is extremely critical, is that we actually get back above and reclaim those lows. So right now, we're currently testing them. You can see that the low is 56.8. We're currently at 56.7. What we need to see is a strong move above this point here, and then we can start talking about seeing the likes of back up to 63. Now, we want to prepare for both scenarios. Let's say we are unable to actually move above and go beyond 56.6. This is what I think we could see. I think we're going to have a rejection of this level if we're unable to move above, and then I think we could. Now I'm saying we could because this is not. I'm totally speculating here, but we very possibly could see a move down to 43k, and this will be like max pain. What we've done right now is very simple. All we've done is simply taken these imbalances over here. This is very common in Bitcoin. When you have a quick move up, those quick moves are simply reversed, whether it's immediately or whether in this case it's a bit longer. This is still a zone, a big imbalance that has yet to be taken. And look, the way I would have always have seen Bitcoin would have been, it would go for those imbalances at a later date, like sometime in the future, right? Like for instance, over here, all these imbalances from the quick move up, they just get taken, but they don't get taken right away. Same with this one here, it doesn't get taken right away. It waits for 4, 5, 6, 7 months in advance. Over here, I would have expected the same. Now, to be honest, at the moment, I will be of the opinion that we don't go for that. I think this move up, this sweep that we've just witnessed, assuming we can get above, strong above, I don't think we need to worry about that low. But if we do, I'm just giving this as a we'll know more, and it's too early to say, but I just want to keep your minds open for it. What I did was I decided to take the the price action from here and relay it onto here. You see, they do look somewhat similar, and this is exactly what we got, and you can have a zoom in on that. And I thought that looked a little uncanny to me. It was almost the exact same amount of days in terms of the range, and even the price action was extremely similar. If I am able to get that up now, I can't remember quite. Okay, I can copy here, but even the price action right before it sold off and effectively went to pot really is actually very similar. So if we just relay that on as follows, you can actually see how, so we'll do it, sort of do it underneath. You can see that was our move up, and as we're falling, right, you get, where was it again? I remember pointing this out earlier. Oh no, sorry, it was here, I think. Yeah. So this was the move up to there, and as you can see, you fall, you get a bit of a bounce. So you fall, get your bit of a bounce, and then down. Now I don't know what way you want to portray this onto the chart. You can maybe say, if you portrayed it there, no, I don't think we're going that low. I need to change the there we go. I need to change the scale slightly. So that is, yeah, there we go. That's it, bang on. So there, if it followed that exactly, you'd be looking at 42k. Now, again, price history does not tend to really repeat itself that well. And that's sort of what we'd be seeing there. I just changed it from that into this. And that's what I think we'll be seeing there. So, look, it's very difficult to say. If you were asking me earlier on this week, what would I expect, or what would I think is most likely? Most likely, I think I would have told you that the most likely scenario would be a sweep of that low and straight back up to all-time highs. Now, I'm not that confident anymore. Not that I'm not that confident, but it's just I could also see 42k being equally as likely. So what my advice for you guys will be is to sit on your hands. Very simple, to sit back. You will also see, regardless whether we go to 42k, look at that there. I'm still saying that we're going to go above and beyond and break that all-time high. Again, let's say this is the bottom. I'm still telling you guys this is a sweep of the low. This was to take out people with stop losses beneath there and take liquidations and then move up. But honestly, what my advice to you guys will currently be, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just, for altcoins especially, so this is where we get onto the altcoins part, where I haven't done specific buys because I'm going to let you guys sort of choose. There's no point in me, thought there was no point in me telling you different coins. There's numerous coins on sale at the moment, whether that be Aero, Truth, Seam, Rari. I'll let you guys choose that. But I want to just give you a piece of advice. What I'm currently doing is I'm going to keep so I know a lot of you guys are going to have coins that are down 70-60%, particularly altcoins. Here's my game plan. You can choose to follow me, or you can sort of do what you want, but my plan here is to wait for, so right now I'm going to hold, is the bottom line, but my idea is, look, these coins are down 60-70%. Some of them I'm sort of thinking to myself, God, is there really any point in selling these, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold them, and I'm actually not going to inject any capital into the markets right now. My goal is to simply just diamond hands this current period, and if we get a move down to here, down to 42, that's what I'm waiting for. I want to preserve what I've currently got in the market, or in cash, and wait for max pain. You'll know the quote from Warren Buffett, who says about the stock market is merely a device to transfer money from the patient to the impatient. I'm simply just being the patient here. I'm not being impatient. I'm not going to jump in here. Rather, I'm going to wait and look. If, let's say, it pumps here, oh no, my spot buys are up. You know? Oh well. And if it doesn't, I'm going to say to myself, look, I'm delighted. I'm going to have this cash that I've got on the side. I'm going to inject it. It's giving me an opportunity to inject. So the last thing I wanted to touch on was the greed and fear index for Bitcoin. Now, you will all know that the phrase of essentially being greedy when those are fearful. Now is your time to be greedy. We have just entered fearful for the first time in a while. Maybe the last time we saw this was down here in March or May, even the end of March, beginning of May. Now is your time to take advantage. Now is your time to be greedy. And I thought I'd just tell you that. Make sure you guys were aware. But look, I think with now, I don't know what will happen from here, whether we see a green candle or a continuous red. But regardless, whether this continues to become more fearful, I think that it's a good time to buy. Or it's a good, sorry, I've just said not to buy, but in terms of it's a good area anyway. It's not a point where you should be thinking about selling. That's probably the more, because I've told you I don't want to buy here. I've done enough DCAs. Maybe if you've been DCA, if you haven't been DCA'd, maybe you can't if you feel like you want to. But personally, I'm not DCAing into altcoins any further until we see 42k. That's my rule there. But I just wanted to bring this into light. So look, guys, at the end, just to wrap things up, my conclusion today is that while things are bearish and while we did predict this move down, the sweep beneath 57k, I want to also let you know that we also have a plan for Bitcoin to break 74k. And if we're able to predict that move down there, we should be pretty accurate in predicting the move back up. I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to exit the market now. I understand you're currently, look, a bit of motivation. You're currently on the ground. You're in the mud. You're beaten. You're down. But this is what the crypto market is about. It's about being resilient. If we look in the past, if we look at the biggest bear market that the modern day, most of us have endured, we had to see the millionaires the people who made millions in this market had to see a 70% move down from the highs. I remember continuously DCAing into Bitcoin, although it got robbed by FTX, but I mean, that's that. I can't do anything. But for most people, their hard work was repaid. They were then able to see 400% returns at the end of the day. Do you think these guys would even blink at a move like this? Oh no, we're down 30% or 20% from highs. They'll tell you to try 70%, and that's on Bitcoin. That's not even altcoins. So I think the message today is to stay strong, to stay in the markets, and don't let this small move down deter you from becoming financially free and giving up already. Don't throw in the towel. Give it some time, and I wish you all the best. Bye.